Welcome back. We are going to do a little bit of a live stream. It's our first one here. I'm not expecting anything from it. I probably won't get anybody, but I just kind of want to do this as a live reaction type thing. And yeah, we were about 7 minutes away from free agents starting 6 p.m. June 30th. And yeah, we're just gonna we'll pull up some things, talk about where I might want to see players. It's gonna be pretty much off the dome, but of course, we're just kind of here to see what happens. So 7 minutes away. Let's pull up some Shams Twitter real quick. Get this going. Perfect. So yeah, again, we're about 5 minutes out. About 28 minutes ago, Mike Brown will have a second meeting with the New York Knicks for their head coaching job and has emerged as a strong candidate. I think Mike Brown could be a good target. Obviously Michael Malone would be too. Taylor Jenkins, kind of all those guys that kind of lost their job so far this year. So I like that. I really do. The Jazz, I saw this earlier today too. Jordan Clarkson is finalizing a contract buyout with the Jazz. I saw that Jordan Clarkson has really nothing, no market, no trade market, nothing. He will get a job, but I think he's just going to have to suck up a minimum, less than the mid-level kind of contract for a year, try and build his contract back up. Because I mean, if I remember correctly, let's pull up some Jordan Clarkson stats here. Like, he played 37 games, he was 16 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 36% from 3, 41% from the field. Obviously, he won Sixth Man of the Year back in 2021, but he's been in Utah since 2020. He could still be, I think, a very not reliable, but like a solid, bench type of scorer. And granted, I don't think he's Sixth Man of the Year bench scoring anymore or anything like that. As he is also 33. But I think like a team like the Lakers, the Bucks, like there's teams that could use him, and if he's willing to go cheap. Nicholas Batum intends to sign a 2-year, $11.5 million deal with the Clippers. Okay, yeah, I mean, I kind of knew this. I couldn't imagine him really going anywhere else. Just getting that extra year on his plate. I would assume he retires after that deal. Of course, if you guys also don't know, today is it's not technically free agency. Free agency isn't until July 6th, but this is when teams can start talking and doing anything. So we might not get a lot here. We might not get anything. Which, I mean, that's fine with me, but yeah. Day'Ron Sharpe, this is something I'm kind of surprised by. Intends to sign a 2-year, $12 million deal. I thought Day'Ron Sharpe would have been, I thought he would have maybe gotten a little bit of a bigger offer from some other team. In 50 games last year, he was about 8 points, 6 rebounds. He's one of the better offensive rebounders in the game. He averaged 3 last year and only, again, 18 minutes per game. I don't even want to look what the per 36 or that would be. Per 36 is 7. Or no, sorry, 6. So I thought, again, a team like the Lakers, a team like honestly, not even just like a Lakers team. I thought a team in general would have offered him a little bit of a bigger contract. Not quite the 3-point shooter. He takes under as 1 per game, but I thought he was gonna, go somewhere for sure. So that surprises me. Joe Ingles, sure, it's not gonna play, but sure. Colin Gillespie intends to sign a 1-year contract to return to Phoenix. All right, and then Johnny Juzang has got waived, making him a free agent. Yeah, they kind of have. That makes sense. If you look at, they just drafted Ace Bailey. They got Cody Williams last year. They got Bryce Sensabaugh. They got Taylor Hendricks. They got a lot of people. So, Zaire Williams intends to sign a 2-year, $12 million deal with the Nets. Nets just kind of bringing people back. 10 points, 4 rebounds in 63 games. And then this kind of the biggest news that we've seen in the last 24 hours is DeAndre Ayton is getting bought out. So he will be a completely unrestricted free agent, which kind of surprises me, man. It does, because so it's a $35 million buyout. DeAndre Ayton, sure, he's not the perfect center by any means, but he could still play contributing basketball, man. That Phoenix run in 2022, or no, that was 2021, excuse me. He was, 14, 10, about a block a game. I mean, he had some years in 2023, he was an 18 and 10 guy, former first overall pick. I think he could find a home and hopefully he kind of gets his value back up for sure. Jabari Smith, 5-year, 122. I think that's fine. Only player from the 2022 draft class to accumulate 2,500 points and 1,500 rebounds. Jabari Smith, when he came in, I think was always going to look at to be like a 4/5. But last year, they really tried to use him as more of like a power forward/small forward, which I think he will be capable of doing. Granted, he's still a good defender. I think he fits over there. I think he might have a starting position back, because since Amen Thompson was starting last year, he kind of took that over. But Dylan Brooks is gone. So Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green is gone. So I'd assume we see like Fred, Jalen, Durant, Jabari, and Sengun. If not Jabari, then maybe Tari Eason or something like that. Maybe they slide in another guard that they get at some point. But yeah, I mean, right here, they extended Jabari and Steven Adams and Ime Udoka, of course, the biggest W there. They retained Fred VanVleet, Aaron Holiday, Jeff Green, and Jae'Sean Tate, and obviously they acquired KD. So I mean, I really like what Houston's been doing. Houston has been probably my second favorite team for a long time, even going back to the Harden days. Orlando Magic declined Mo Wagner and Caleb Houston. Magic retained both players' bird rights, and Orlando will probably still resign at least Mo, I'd assume. Bobby Portis, 3 or 44. So what is that? That's like 16-ish mil a year. Yeah, obviously he had a little bit of a rough time because he got he got busted for something and missed 25 games. He only played 49 games last year, but in 25 minutes, he was a 14-8 guy. He was one of my sleepers to win Sixth Man of the Year this year. Obviously, he didn't qualify, but the past couple of years, he was third in Sixth Man of the Year. He's a really good player. So that's good for him. It is 6 o'clock, so once I refresh, we will see. James Harden is going to sign a 2-year, $81 million deal, giving him about $40 million a year. AJ Mitchell signed to a 3-year, $9 million contract. Okay, good value for them. Picking up the $2 million option on Ariel Hukporti. Dominic Barlow declined. Kind of going to go through these quickly. Lonnie Walker's declined. I talked about, and then this I talked about in my last video. So make sure you go check that out, of course. But let's kind of refresh here. It is 6:02, so I don't know if anything will be up yet. Nothing quite, but this isn't going to be the Most stacked free agency class. Yeah, a lot of teams don't have the money. There's not like crazy players. The best players we got was LeBron and Harden. Harden going back, we just talked about, and then LeBron. The stuff with LeBron's interesting, man. I think I talked about this in the video I put out yesterday too. Um, I assume that when LeBron announces retirement, it is going to be like nationwide. Like it's not just going to be a sports announcement. Um, I just can't imagine. I can't imagine LeBron is going to enter this season hypothetically, and it'd be right before the first game he say, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm retiring." I just don't see it. I can't see that. Um, but again, he's not retiring this year. But obviously, Savannah James, his wife, said he would like him to retire in a year or two. I think he probably would. Maybe I don't think he's not retiring this year. I can't imagine, and I can't imagine next year, but maybe the year after. Um, and then the trade stuff. I am so sick of seeing Dallas is mocked to get LeBron James. If that ever was to happen, I genuinely don't know what to think of the Lakers and the Mavericks anymore. I genuinely don't, because you trade Luca for AD, and then what? You're going to trade Kyrie for LeBron, or you're going to trade, like, what are you trading to get LeBron? LeBron doesn't have much of a market anyways, but that just would not make any sense, and I just don't see it. I don't see it, man. Um, so hopefully dies down. If he wants to say he does retire after next season, and he wants to go for one last shot at a ring and genuinely doesn't like what the Lakers have building, I mean, if he's going to go somewhere for, I would assume, relatively cheaper, because he's not going to want to take away from somewhere he wants to go and compete, then I guess go for it. Some people might not like it, but the sport's about winning. And if that's what he feels like he needs to do to win, then he should go and do it. 100%. It would just obviously be strange, of course, but I don't know. A lot of people, I can't. There's not a lot of people, obviously from my age, but like even old, probably 10 years older than me, who probably don't even remember a time where LeBron wasn't in the league. He's been here since '03. I was born after LeBron was entered the league. So I don't know. Again, I can't imagine it's just going to be like this thing that gets pushed off. I assume every team's going to have some farewell type of thing for him, some whatever. But I don't know. I can't imagine. Shout out to this Instagram account, Numbers Stat Facts. But they just had a post talking about the NBA Communications put out the salary cap for the 25-26 season. The salary cap is set at $154.647 million. The tax is $187.895 million. The floor, which I believe is the least amount of money you can spend, $139.182 million. First apron is $195.945 million. Second apron is $207.824 million. And then the non-taxpayer mid-level exception is just over 14 million. Taxpayer mid-level exception is 5.6 million, and then room mid-level exception is 8.7. And then the cap is jumping by 7% next season instead of the maximum 10%. So, yeah, that's interesting. The salary cap and everything is something that I don't understand a lot about, but I really wish I knew more about. But the CBA, if you looked up the NBA's CBA policy, it's like a 700-page document, man. And that is just insane. Let's see if nothing still for Shams. But man, I don't know. Now, what are some? I want to try and find our NBA free agent list. Go to unsigned, maybe. Let's see if I can find something here. I don't know how accurate this is. I also don't even know if I'm looking at the right thing. Oh yeah, I am. Okay. So I'm on the NBA's website here. Um to kind of look for, let's see, let's present this for a little bit here. NBA free agents. Here we go. Let's put me over here. So Precious Achua is an unrestricted free agent. I assume he goes back to New York. Santi Aldama is restricted, but I do genuinely believe that he could very well get offered like a like just under 20 million maybe for like 2 or 3 years to I don't know where, but I think I don't know if he's going to be back with Memphis. I think some team will be able to put the pressure on Memphis to kind of say like, "Ooh, do we want to keep him?" But they also got rid of Desmond Bain, so who knows, man? Who knows? Sacramento Kings have arranged meetings via Zoom to talk with Dennis Schroeder and Russell Westbrook. Kings look to acquire both, but have other point guard options to speak with. Of course, this is going to be us jumping around a little bit here, of course, because things popping up, notifications, whatever. But I don't know, the Kings are in like one of the worst spots in the league. Them and the Bulls are like really not in good spots. Mainly because they're in similar situations. Although Chicago is trying to leave that situation, while Sacramento is kind of entering it, where it's like they've got good players, kind of older, don't have the same value that they once had. But I don't know. It just they're stuck. They're two teams that I think are stuck, and I don't know if just getting a point guard like that's going to do it. But I don't know what other option you have because I assume Sacramento is a pretty expensive team with Zach LaVine, Sabonis, DeRozan. I think is like 20 something a year. But yeah, Nikhil Alexander Walker, one of the most enticing free agents this year. I mean, he could go. He could go almost anywhere, man. Saw that the Rockets are interested. I think that could work. I think the Spurs, that would be another great spot for him. The Knicks, of course, but I assume that Nikhil would probably get offered close, probably 20. I would assume something maybe a little bit more than Santi Aldama, just because he is one of those guys. He's a very good defender. Yeah, he's a very good defender. Again, not the necessarily the straight up scorer, of course. Let's actually bring up his numbers here. Nikhil Alexander Walker. He's only 26. He's actually about to be 27 in September, but 3 rebounds, just under 3 assists, 38% from 3 on 4.5 attempts. He's been above league average 3-point shooter since 2023. And yeah, I mean, he can really give teams a different look. He can be, some people won't necessarily consider him as the veteran presence because he's only 26, and some people will still consider that young, but he's got experience, man. He's been, not around, of course, but he played for New Orleans. He played for Utah, and now he's in Minnesota. The Timberwolves just re-signed Randall and Naz Reid. So I don't know if they would really even be able to. I can't imagine. Who are some other DeAndre Ayton? We talked about him. He's a weird fit, but I think he would be able to find himself a home. Marvin Bagley. Actually, he had a game. Was it in the playoffs where he was the leading scorer in like game one or whatever versus OKC? Some of these guys are like it's hard to predict just because they probably don't have too much of a market. Batum is going to resign. Malik Beasley. Oh man, Malik Beasley. I really hope all that's not true. They Terry Rozier was just like free. Doesn't sound like the right word. Terry Rozier was just kind of had all the investigation and accusations kind of lifted off his name. And I hope the same happens for Malik Beasley, man. Because you were about to get a nice little contract of like 16-ish mil a year too, but if that happens, it said it was being put on a pause, and can't say I'm surprised. Bull, I assume he'd go back. Same with Biyombo. Brennan Boston probably is getting brought back. New Orleans probably declined it so they could give him a real deal. Brogdon is a team I want to see on like the Knicks. It's a team I want to see, maybe go after it a little bit. But yeah, he's still good. He was sixth man of the year in 2023, was it? Still a good player, man. 12, 3, and 4. Last season. Didn't play a lot, was on the Wizards, of course, but hey, Bruce Brown, man. Bruce Brown, his value really dropped from since he left the Denver championship team. It's not necessarily his fault either. He's been in some rough situations. He's still in one if he stays in New Orleans. But I think he can give a team, some maybe not like a Nickeil Alexander Walker level. Excuse me, but like similar, maybe like on a 10, $12 million a year. Certainly not his 20 or 22 million that he was on beforehand, but here we go. And it has started. Let's get it up here real quick. Jaren Jackson Jr. expected 5-year, 240 million maximum renegotiation. Now, this is probably a lot better than what it was going to be if he won Defensive Player of the Year. Of course, end of the year, he kind of wasn't the same defensive player. I think he actually dropped to all defensive second team anyways. But they were really worried about this because he, wasn't sure, it was probably going to be close to 300 million. And I agree. I don't know if Jaren Jackson is a $300 million player. 240 is a lot anyway by itself, but Jaren is he's a valuable player. So I can't be mad at that, of course. Massive new deal, including a player option in the final year of the contract in 2029, 2030. Memphis secures a franchise cornerstone long term, prioritizing 2023 Defensive Player of the Year's extension in the big off season. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know what Memphis is gonna do, man. They just traded Desmond Bane, of course, that was before the finals was even over, right? That was like 2-3 weeks ago. For Cole Anthony, KCP, they got a bunch of picks, but I just don't know. That seems like it made sense when the Brooklyn Nets did it right with the Mikal Bridges stuff, 5 first-round picks, because they were kind of getting rid of him and they're going towards their rebuilding, even though they have some good players still. I don't know. As a team where you still have Ja, you just re-signed Jaren. I wonder what their offseason looks like. Are they bringing back Aldama? Are they? I don't know. It's a team I'm very, very intrigued by, and I don't know if it's a good intrigue, or of course, but yeah, first domino. I mean, let's be for real. He wasn't going anywhere. People saying like, sure, him and Cat would be a great duo in New York. He's not going to New York. What are they giving up for him? I don't know. Yeah, just people talking about Jaren stuff makes sense, of course. Um, I see a thing. I don't. Um, there is. I do want to talk about a player. I'm gonna probably leave Shams's Twitter up, not switch over, but I'm talking about it. Whether you guys like it or not, I'm talking about it. The Boston Celtics, I saw they either need to trade Sam Hauser or Anthony Simons to have a shot at re-signing Luke Cornett. Um, again, I am not. I wouldn't trade Anthony Simons because he's really all you have to show of the Drew Holiday trade. You got a couple seconds, I think, or either we got seconds or we gave up seconds. I can't even really tell, but I'm not, again, I'm not the biggest Luke Cornett fan in the world, so I'm not against him going and getting his bag because he did play good for us. I know what he brought for us, especially while Porzingis was going with his thing with his little illness and whatever else. But I don't know. There's just when I think of a center, man, I really like. I was heartbroken when Robert Williams got traded. Granted, a lot of people forgot about it because it ended up with us winning a ring in 2024. But man, I was so heartbroken, even though he's, not the healthiest player himself. But when I think of a center, that's what I think of. Robert Williams, man. And he did everything he did to a T. I think he had a 10 block game in the playoffs one time. I think man, like he was doing his thing. And I really missed him, and I still do because he's one of the most, I think, athletic centers, and he was really good at what he does. But bringing it back to Twitter here, we got Santi Aldama has agreed on a 3-year, $52.5 million deal to return to Memphis. So Memphis locks up both their fours. 3-year 52. Of course, I can't figure this out exactly because obviously for most of these contracts, like it'll start off at like 10 million. Then next year it'll be 11 and a half. And then the year after it'll be 14 or something. But 52.5 million, man, is let's see, like on average, what is it? 52 and a half divided by 3. It's about 17 million a year, 17.5 million. That checks out to me. That's I think what we said. We said, a little less than 20 million. That's what he got. And I think that suits him. It's just ESPN breaking the 240 for 5. Now I wonder how much of that's guaranteed. Because this seems like this is, I think, the same amount Franz got. Franz Wagner. And I think guaranteed for Franz is 230 million-ish. So I don't know. I mean, it's a good deal, of course. Jaren's a very good player. Not a great rebounder, but we all know. I don't need to tell you what Jaren is good and bad at. You all know who Jaren is, but I don't know. They retained both their fours. So what? If as of right now, we're looking at a lineup of like Ja. Oh man, Ja, like Jalen Wells and Gigi Jackson, maybe, or are they gonna start KCP? Give him that option again? I don't. I don't really know. Jaren and Edie. I don't know. Doesn't seem like the greatest. In the West, man, that sounds like a straight playing team to me. And I don't think that's where the Grizzlies want to go. The Grizzlies were a really fun team a few years ago in the playoffs. I think they still are. Ja's one of my favorite in the league, but I don't know. That just doesn't seem like it would get the job done. But I don't know. What am I? I'm not a GM, of course. There is let's see here. Just kind of gonna keep refreshing, of course. Nothing here, but all right, let's go back to these free agency players that we're talking about. Clint Capella, I could only imagine he goes to LA to be a backup or something like that. Um, I don't know. Doesn't seem like the greatest. Like Clint Capella was one time like one of the best non All Star centers you could have. Um, and I think he still has that value. Granted, he kind of lost his starting spot over the last little bit with a Kongwu. He only played 55 games last year. He started in 41 of those games, but I mean, 9 and 8, about a block a game. I think he can still have that value. He led the league in rebounding in 2021. He's led the league in offensive rebounding a couple different times with almost 5 a game. In 2018 with Houston, he had some of the best efficiency too, but yeah, I don't know. Clint Capella, he'll find a home for sure, and I assume it would be somewhere like LA. Honestly, either of the LA teams. Maybe a Golden State. He's Cali. He's destined to go to a California team. Um, and I think that would work out for sure. What else we got? Amir Coffee. I assume he's going back. Spencer Dinwiddie. I would assume he goes back. Dinwiddie. I feel like it wasn't a very normally. I feel like I see a lot about Dinwiddie. He played 79 games. He was 11-4, 33% from three. I mean, there was a time where Spencer Dinwiddie, man, 2020 Brooklyn, 20 a game. 2023, he averaged 17 a game between Dallas and Brooklyn. Man, he was in Dallas, then he went to Brooklyn, then he went back to Dallas. I mean, his career started off with him in Detroit, then in Brooklyn, then he went to Washington, Dallas, back to Brooklyn, LA, and now he's in Dallas currently, at least as of this moment. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what else we got here. We've got Dorian Finney-Smith. Apparently, Rob Pelinka was trying to downplay his value to teams. I saw. I don't know how true that is, of course, but trying to downplay his value is kind of funny. Yeah. Markelle Fultz played part of the year in Sacramento. It's looking a little rough for him. Josh Giddey, man. Josh Giddey, I want to bring up his numbers actually before we talk about Josh Giddey. I hate everything that Josh Giddey had to go through, whether that stuff is real or not. Like, I mean, it sucks. I mean, even at least it said that he had nothing to do with any of that stuff, but he's a good player, man. In 70 games for the Bulls last year, he averaged 14, 7 assists, 8 rebounds. He shot 37% from 3 on 4 attempts. I mean, I think he earned the contract that he's going to get from Chicago, which I would assume is just. I would assume it starts just under 30 million, but by the last year, he's probably making around 35 to like $37 million a year. Yeah, I would assume, but he's a good player, man. Again, all that whole situation, whatever, but Josh Giddey deserves the contract he's going to get. Now, if we're pushing, if we're getting in the first year is 38 million, and then by the end of it, we're pushing 45 million. That's a little bit much, but he's only 22. Like he's only 22. He was drafted in 2021. He's only 22. He's played a different position every year of his career. In his first season, he played small forward for 54 games, then power forward in his second season, shooting guard last year, and then point guard this year. Power forward is crazy, but um I mean, and it's pretty much his best numbers all the way around when you talk about splits. Technically, he averaged 16 in his second season. This year, he averaged 14, but more rebounds, more assists, most steals, um, only just under 3 turnovers a game. Again, not the ideal player, maybe, but he's getting his money. He's getting his money. And it's deserved. Um, Quentin Grimes. Now, I do not know if Quentin Grimes needs to be extended or not. I don't know if he needs to be extended. Obviously, last year as a whole between Dallas and Philly, he averaged 14 and a half points, but in Philly he averaged 22. And I mean, I would assume if he is getting paid, he's probably making 23 million a year on average. But man, they've got a lot of guards over there, man. The more you think about it, they got Maxey, they got McCain, they got Grimes. Eric Gordon's a free agent currently. I think Kyle Lowry is as well. But they Maxey, McCain, Grimes. They just drafted VJ Edgecombe, who I think might be my favorite rookie. I'm not gonna lie, but they got a lot of guards over there, and I think they're all gonna play. But it's gonna be hard getting all four of them in for the minutes that they could deserve. Every time I take this away, something happens. So Dorian Finney-Smith signs a 4-year, $53 million deal with the Rockets. Oh man, they just stole him from the Lakers. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that hurts. That hurts if you're a Lakers fan. Man, Dorian Finney-Smith is he's such a valuable player. Last year 9 and 4, 41% from 3. Oh, and Houston just steals them. Now, granted, they didn't just steal, like 4-year, 53 million. That's what, like 12-ish a year. I mean, that's not bad though. That's not bad. Houston, man. Continues to just get players that work, man. You get KD and you fill them around with players that can shoot and can defend. Oh, that and you. I mean, again, you still have a man. You still have Fred VanVleet. You still got Sengun. You just signed Jabari, man. Houston might be. I don't know. Houston might be one of the biggest winners. But when you talk about offseason as a whole, and we are 30 minutes in. We're 30 minutes in. They got Durant. They re-signed Fred to a more friendly deal. They re-signed Jabari. They just signed Doe. Like that is that's great for him. Paul Reed, 2-year, $11 million deal to return with the Pistons. Yeah, he had to play a little bit with Isaiah Stewart being out. Not the perfect player, but I mean he's a good backup when he needs to be. Dude, the more time that goes on, the more that I continue to worry about the Lakers center situation, man. I saw that Nick Richards was on a Nick Richards guy, man. After they got Maui Watch, after they got Mark Williams, I saw Nick Richards is on the deal. I saw teams like New York and was it Cleveland maybe wanted to take a stab in at him. Um, you might, I mean, that might be what you need to go. Excuse me, hold on a second. Let's see. Did anything else happen here? A lot of refreshing here. A lot of refreshing. I don't even remember what I was saying, but um, oh yeah, center situation for the Lakers, man. I don't know. I don't. There's not a ton of centers that I look in at free agency currently, and it's like that's the ideal guy you want to pair with Luca and LeBron. It's hard to because like the centers that you think like Robert Williams injury prone though, Clint Capella older, not really injury prone, but like older and not the maybe as high of a caliber player as you would like. Um, I don't know. What else? Let's see. Let me see. Let me pull this back up instead of just assuming like Ty Jerome, not of course not talking about the Lakers. Ty Jerome might be the biggest free agent move that we see when we talk about just straight up free agents. Because he's not I don't think there's any way he can go back to Cleveland with them acquiring Lonzo now. It seems like the Cavs have already moved on and fully prepared for him to leave. Um, Cam Spencer, hey, look at that. Um, a 2-year, $4.5 million fully guaranteed contract. Yeah, UConn guy, love it, love it, love it. Major acquisition, new shot, career high 41% from three, 47% effective shooting in half court, and ranked top 10 amongst players to defend 125 shots. Yeah, man, that they just stole that. But sorry, back to Ty Jerome. Yeah, I think the Cleveland Cavaliers have. I keep saying the Cleveland. I mean to say the Cavs or the whatever, and I say the city's name accidentally. But the Cavs seem like they've fully accepted that he's moving on. I think he was third or fourth in six man of the year running. I hope he goes somewhere to play nice, good, meaningful basketball and just doesn't go to like Brooklyn because Brooklyn just drafted like 100 point guards in the draft. But I just hope he doesn't go to like Brooklyn just because they have money. I hope he goes to a good situation, gets his bag, of course, but I hope it's just not like you leave one of the best teams in the league for just because you want to make $100 million or whatever. Again, get your bag. That's what this is about, but could be rough. Trey Jones, God, I hope the Bulls don't bring him back. Nothing against Trey Jones, but they've got so many guards. Granted, they got one out of there, but Tyus Jones, I assume he goes back to Phoenix. Granted, I don't know if he'd be start. I think Phoenix is going to go right back into the era of basketball where they didn't have a point guard. It lasted one season where they started Tyus Jones and stuff instead of just Devin Booker at the point guard. And I think once they acquired Jalen Green, I think that all just went out the window. Because I can't imagine you're having Jalen Green and Bradley Beal off your bench. Two of your, I would assume, three highest paid players for not two of your three highest paid players come off the bench. Nothing's happened here. Your King Braun signed. Yeah, that happened yesterday, I think. What else? Luke Kennard, I think, was also being targeted by like Houston. I can't imagine that's going to happen too much anymore. I don't know. I mean, he's just a straight up pure shooter. I would assume he would make, just maybe over 10 million a year. like some of the other shooters make. Yeah, I don't know. Jonathan Kaminga, really hope he doesn't just end back with the end up back with the Golden State Warriors, just because um, that relationship is done for. I really hope he just doesn't go back. He needs to go somewhere and shine. And the Warriors aren't it. The Warriors, Steve Kerr doesn't appreciate him. The Warriors didn't seem like they appreciate him. I'm sure the players did, whatever. But um, I don't know. I just want to see him somewhere else because I can't imagine they're gonna ever let him start over Draymond, just because Draymond is still a good, valuable player, but there's not a ton. I don't know. It's such a weird lineup, and Draymond shouldn't be playing five. He just shouldn't be. I don't care how good defensively he is. He shouldn't be playing five. When I'm going courtside to interview players, yeah, that would take that's going to be quite a long time. Um, Courtside's pretty expensive. But yeah, let's see. Cam Spencer's our most recent thing. No. The Memphis Grizzlies and Cole Anthony's reps at Excel Sports are working toward a solution or a resolution that allows Memphis to create necessary cap space to renegotiate Jaren while giving. Oh, so this should have maybe came out before. I don't know. So it looks like they're moving on from Cole Anthony, which makes sense. They have Scottie Pippen Jr. They don't really need another guy like that. Yeah, I want to know. I want to know what people really think about what people really think about this. I assume a lot of people have the same kind of reaction. I assume a lot of Lakers fans won't be happy, but let's see. Lakers downfall. Rockets fans, we up. Strong signing will fill the gap left by Dylan Brooks, 100%. What else? What else? What else? Lakers don't deserve you. No excuses for the Rockets. I would chill out there. Um, Lakers let him walk for nothing. They didn't want to let him walk for anything. Yeah, ouch for sure. Um, yeah, you kind of do have to think that the Lakers want to pay him that much and that for that long. Dorian Finney-Smith is 32 years old. So that's a good point. Empire Jeff. I don't think he is fully appreciated for what he can do because he was battling injuries. He will be missed for sure. Scam the Rockets. No, I think that's about right. Maybe it's a little long, but yeah, I mean it might be a little long for sure. Jeremy Grant, you are all right. We're done looking at comments. If they didn't want to pay Dorian Finney-Smith, they definitely don't want to pay Jeremy Grant. Even though I think he might be a free agent, but or at like he might be a restricted. Hold on, he might be a free agent after this season. I think he was an expiring deal. Yeah, I mean, what else do we have? But back to Kaminga. Yeah, I mean, Kaminga can be a really valuable player somewhere else. Let's see. Let's pull up Kaminga. 15. I mean, 30% from three. I think we might have talked about this in my video the other day too. But yeah, 15 for 24 minutes, only played 47 games per 36. That looks like 22-7. I pray he doesn't go back to Golden State. And I don't know when I should really end this off because I feel like as soon as I end, like I don't want to go for like hours on hours because free agency good is gonna be going on all night, and obviously we'll have reactions if it's a huge thing. But um, I feel like once I end it, something big is gonna come out, and I'm gonna be pissed that I just didn't keep it going for a little bit longer. Um, let's see. Memphis Grizzlies and Cole and wait, this means the playmaking and scoring guard is entering the market. Yes, I think we all got that there. Go to a team like the Heat. Shout out Flight, of course. Say that the first time. We don't care. All right. People are really impatient. I get it though. I mean I understand. Um what else? Karis LeVert. Let's see, what did Karis LeVert do last year? 12, 3 and 3, 37% from the three, 46% from the field. Yeah, he was relatively good for the Hawks. Didn't start. Doesn't seem like a guy who would ever be starting again in his career. He is about to be 31 in August, so I can't imagine he gets a long deal. Yeah, I can't imagine he gets a long deal. But I don't know. I mean, he's a guy like Jordan Clarkson. I think he has a similar situation to Jordan Clarkson. Keep going. Rumors you're signing a 7-year, $100 million contract. Is that true? I wish. I wish. Um, Kevon Looney. I'm sure they'll just bring him back because he's been there for so long. He was a part of a lot of those championship teams, but Kevon Looney probably shouldn't play anymore. Another player like Jonathan Kuminga that I'm pissed that the Warriors don't use more is Tracy Jackson. Tracy Jackson is their best center on the roster. And they play guys like Looney. They play guys like Post. They play guys like Draymond at the 5 more than him. And I don't understand that. I know why they play Post, of course, but you can't just because you birth Stephen Curry basically doesn't mean that you have to have a 5 stellar 3-point shooters all the time around, well, I guess 4 not counting Draymond, but like doesn't have to be your identity when you're not like the top team anymore. Brook Lopez, I don't know. I don't know what his market is. He's still a good player, of course, but I don't I don't know because let's see. Last year he averaged 13 and 5. Never been not a great rebounder. He hasn't been a great rebounder his whole career. He never averaged over 8, but he was DPOY runner up 2 years ago, which is crazy. But he's still a good player, but he should not. I can't. He shouldn't be starting. He's 37 years old, and I mean, who knows how the Bucks will look, what they're going to be doing. But I assume he goes back. The Knicks, you want me to be the Knicks GM, so maybe they would win. The Knicks is one of the roughest spots to be right now because they just don't have like they've got a lot of money tied into a few people. They don't have a lot of depth. They don't have a lot of things to work with. A lot of draft capital in general. So I don't know. That is one of the few places that I think it is the hardest to do. Let's see. Jake LaRavia signs a 2-year, $12 million deal with the Lakers. Okay, so they lose Dorian Finney-Smith, and they say, okay, yeah, Jake LaRavia. No shot at LaRavia, of course. But LaRavia last year, 66 games with the Kings and the Grizzlies. He averaged 7, 4 rebounds, 42% from 3. I assume he plays. He's probably like a bottom of the rotation kind of guy for them, hopefully. Um, um, but yeah, I mean, 2 year, 12 million. That's not too much. But yeah, I mean, it's not that. I mean, that's not bad to get. But I mean, he's not going to be a starter or anything like that, of course. Let's see how Lakers they lose Dorian Finney-Smith, and let's see how they react to getting Jake LaRavia. He was supposed to be a Nick. Yeah, your note he's off. People aren't us don't want to hear have the rumors that they're open for. They're hoping for the big dog, but I don't think that people understand that there's not a lot of big dogs in this free agency class. He sucks, bro. Why the Lakers generate me an image of LeBron packing his bags. Shams, get a job and stop posting random. That's crazy work. Rob is not real. The LeBron replacement. Your legacy on the line. It's gonna be the Lakers' only move. Oh, they better hope they better hope that's not true. Um, Lakers fans are the funniest, bro. Yeah, so we finished up with Brooke Lopez. Let's see. Trey Mann. Trey Mann, I think Charlotte just declined him. So he is he's unrestricted. Um it's hard because he only played a few games before he got hurt last year. Um but I mean he definitely has one like the super six man, like can be one of those best. Like he could win six man of the year for sure if he gets a full year. I mean, 14, 3 and 3, 40% from three. Granted, small sample size, only 13 games. He's had a rough career, man. Okay, no, not a rough career, but past couple years, 23, 24, OKC and Charlotte, he only played 41 games and then 13 last year. But I mean, he'll be a good player. I mean, I assume he'll keep coming off the bench in Charlotte. Can't imagine him going anywhere else. Um, yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna probably get through the free agent players that I want to talk about. Then probably gonna end it off. If something crazy crazy trade happens, you guys will get a video later tonight. But if not, then we'll probably recap kind of what happened in a video tomorrow. D'Anthony Mellon, I hope he goes somewhere like, needs a defensive guard like that. AJ Mitchell, we saw resign. Davion Mitchell signed, or will resign. Of course, nothing's official right now. Larry Nance is a player that I don't want to see. I want to see him also in where he can really do something, some meaningful basketball. I mean, Hawks could very well be that in the East and what they've been able to do. But like in 24 games last year, he was 8-4, 45% from three and 51% from the field. Now, granted, he took three threes a game, only 24 games, but he's a good player too, man. Like these are players that will matter when they get signed. Again, it's not gonna be like um it's not gonna be like the craziest players necessarily. It might be, excuse me, high end starters, good bench players. That's a lot of the free agency. Again, unless we see trades, but Kelly Oubre is I would assume goes back. I think he actually is. Oh yeah, opts in with Philly. Chris Paul seems like he's destined for California as well. Wants to be home more. He once said he wants to be a dad. Yeah, Bron, Katie, MJ, Bird, Shaq, all coming to the Knicks. Somehow they would still figure out a way to not win with those five players. Um, but yeah, Chris Paul. I mean, Sacramento, like it almost sounds perfect him in Sacramento, but I don't want to see him in Sacramento, man. Go to the Lakers, go to the Clippers, go to something like that. Probably the Lakers, of course, because LeBron's there and whatever. But I mean, last year 9 points, 7 rebounds, played every game. If I remember correctly, I believe he was one of the players that played every game. Yeah, he played every game, 38% from three, 42% from the field. Again, probably isn't going to be playing a whole ton, but um he still can have some value. Let's see, let's refresh this again. Just more about Jake LaRavia. Um Gary Payton probably going to go back to Golden State. Kevin Porter Jr., 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He might just go back because again, the Bucks are going to need players. Dame's out, of course. Bobby Portis says it says obviously yes, will resign. We saw that earlier. Torian Prince, I could see him leaving. Don't know for where, but I could see him leaving. 8 points, 3 rebounds last year. Randall, we saw. Paul Reed, we saw. Now it's Reed, we saw. Duncan Robinson. I'm surprised that he declined the option. Although I don't know if it was player or if it was team option, but that gets declined. That's dirty. Am I wrong though? Uh oh. What'd I do to Sham's Twitter? Oh, nothing. There we go. D'Lo. Something tells me that D'Lo's going to stay in Brooklyn. He's obviously back. He got traded there from the Lakers for Dorian Finney-Smith, which that probably hurts now more. I mean, granted, they didn't really. D'Lo had been on the trade market forever, but um, I just feel like he's going to get stuck there again. Even with all the point guard play, even though they probably shouldn't, but I assume he'll still be there. Dennis Schroeder said he wants to stay in Detroit, but it doesn't seem like Detroit was all the way invested. Probably because they've got Jaden Ivey coming back. We see some development from Marcus Sasser. But I mean, he was great for Detroit though. He was really good, especially come playoff time when they really needed another ball handler. Dayron Sharp again. I'm kind of surprised that he's going back. I'm surprised the team didn't offer him a little bit more, but what do I know? Ben Simmons, he's staying in Clippers. Let me know. Um, well, Jason Tay, I think we saw is gonna stay. Cam Thomas averaged 24, 3, and 4 last year. How many games did he play though? Only 25 games. It's hard because it's like a lot of not a lot of destinations. It feels like the best destination for him, maybe not the best, but a good one was Orlando. They obviously got Desmond Bain. They don't need a Cam Thomas player, but Cam Thomas is maybe as one dimensional as it goes. Like he is a scorer. He's a score. That's it. He's not a good rebounder. He's not really an amazing playmaker, even though he averaged about 4 last year, but only 25 games. Not the defender you would want. And I don't know what his contract looks like. I would assume like mid-20s, maybe. Maybe he gets like a 4-year, $100 million deal on the spot where it's like 25 a year. But yeah, I don't know. What else do we have? Gary Trent. Team could definitely want Gary Trent on a little 2-year, $13 million deal. Shooter, defender. He had some crazy playoff games this year. Granted, he had the ball slip through his legs moment that we all remember, but PJ Tucker. Is PJ Tucker getting another contract? I don't know. He's 40. He's straight up 40. Never really played. Miles Turner. I'm super intrigued to see what his deal looks like too, because I mean the Pacers said for the first time they're willing to go into the luxury cap um since they made the finals, of course, because now they see it works. So now they're willing to spend money. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's gotten some contracts in his right. Like if I remember, like the contract he's just getting over what weren't like horrible, but I feel like the contract before that was like a lot. Um, Basketball Reference doesn't crash on me. I would be able to tell you. Um, what's going on here? Salaries. Oh no, he just had a in 2023 he was making $35 million. Huh. This year he was making or no, sorry, 2 years ago he was making 35. Last year he was making 20 million and I don't know this year. Oh, he was making 19 million. Why is that random year of 35 million where it just doubled from what it was? I don't know. That's strange, but it could really I don't know. I feel like they would take care of him because he's a Pacer for life so far at least. Um I mean like is 30 million a lot? Let's put this in frame. Like Gaffer got paid 20 million for 3 years. Miles Turner didn't have the greatest finals. It's so hard because like what you would do as a as yourself it's so different. I assume he would probably start off at 30, 30, go 30, like 33, 37, then maybe like 42 the last year, something like that. NHL deadline next. Yeah, don't know much about the hockey, of course, but it's always funny how in sync hockey and basketball like seasons are. They're both 82 games. They're both the same length for playoffs. They end and start around the same time. Um, got you with this watch time. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Um, just lost my spot. Who were we talking about? We were talking about Miles Turner. Yeah, I don't know. Miles Turner, 10 years for the Pacers. I feel like they're gonna treat him right, even though I'm not ever really for that treat, it depends. Like, I don't know, just getting a player, because they did right by you, so you should do right by them. Like, yeah, it's a hard business, man. It's a hard thing to do. But yeah, I mean they're gonna do right by him. I can't imagine. Mo Wagner, I mean, I don't know what they pay him. I would assume something like Santi Aldama got like 17 mil a year, I would assume. Let's see, Shams, anything. Trey Jones on a oh my god, Bulls, what are you Bulls, man. I feel for Bulls fans. I need to see the comments on this one. Page. Why? Bulls have 8 guard. Thank you. Thank you. What is so they got Giddy, they got Kobe White, they got Io, Trey Jones, Javon Carter. Who else? Who else? I'm definitely missing it. I'm definitely missing someone, but that's 5 right there. Now, granted, Javon Carter doesn't play a ton, but dude, that means Kobe White's a Warrior. That wouldn't be the worst, honestly. Announced highest to Orlando. That's a strange-ish. Whoa. Sweet juices of a LeBron trade pose. I need. I'm sure. All right, that's crazy. How much help does Javon Carter need? We mid, yeah. If Chris Paul better not go back to Phoenix. That's crazy that people would even put that in the air. Oh, D'Lo goes to the Mavericks. 2 year. Okay. I think that's actually what I said he would probably get, unless I was talking about someone else, which I very well could have been. I might have been talking about Schroeder, but so is Dinwiddie? They not bringing Dinwiddie back now, or they might bring him back because Kyrie's going to be gone for the first half of the year. Um, they changing it to 84 games in 2 years. Well, hockey's changing it to 84 games. W deal, W Bulls. No, the Bulls are in one of the worst spots in the league. Um, they've got so many of his position. It's so bad. But okay, D'Lo. I mean that I honestly I like that. I like that more than I thought. Because I mean he could play alongside Kyrie for a couple minutes a game, not a lot, but that's not the worst. Because they were hoping to get Anthony Simons, I would assume. Oops, I did not mean to back out of that. But yeah, that's not bad actually. So they're probably gonna bring back Dinwiddie too. Yeah, 20 in the 2026 season is 84. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess NBA is technically 83 for some teams, depending on the in-season tournament and stuff. But that's only for two teams that it's technically 83, and it doesn't count towards their record. Jabari Walker. What else? Westbrook, man. I would assume Denver brings him back. I would assume Denver brings him back. I don't know though. I mean, I feel like Denver fans loved him. He did a lot for them. Granted, he had some wishy-washy games, but everyone does. He's older, but he still brings the energy. I think he was what they need off the bench when you don't have a huge bench. And then Jay Will we saw. Zaire Williams re-signing, Jalen Wilson. Brooklyn picks up DeLon Wright. The idea of DeLon Wright sounds better than what you actually get. And then Yabusele is really the last big free agent kind of thing on my little free agent tracker. It just the NBA was a website, but I don't know. I think Philly might lose him. He would be nice in like a Denver area. Although he's probably going to get a little bit of a contract, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, because he's not like a very athletic 4 or 5, but he does kind of the other things. He's a decent shooter. What did he actually average last year? Because it's so funny. I remember him being on the Celtics, and then like we didn't see him for how long was he overseas? He played in 2019 and he came back for 2025. So he was gone for like 6 years. And when he was in the NBA the first time, he wasn't that good. But I mean, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 38% from 3 on 4 attempts, and 50% from the field. There are a lot of teams could use him. I would assume he gets a little bit of a bag too. Oh, thank God I didn't end this off. Oh, the Denver Nuggets are okay. Wow. So this has been a thing for a long time. Wow. So they basically they trade the more expensive Michael Porter Jr. for a less expensive version of himself. Are the Denver Nuggets a second apron team? That's something I don't know. Let me see. Let me pull them up on Fanspo. No, they're not. So let's see. Let me reenact this trade on Fanspo real quick. Here, let me bring this up. Um, Got a bunch of shorts with 1K views. Yeah. Yep. Shorts is how I get a lot of my views. So let's see. We got this up here. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so doing this trade. Trade to the Nets, and then Cam Johnson trade to the Nuggets. So they're under the first apron again there. So with that, because Cam Johnson's 21 for 2, yeah, I mean they're saving. That's a $17 million difference right there. Wow. Okay. So, all right, let me bring up these guys' numbers separately here. So I'm actually going to try and compare them because I think there's an option where you can compare. Okay, compare. Let's see. Let me get, so then Cam Johnson. Let me see. Let's remove that. And let's bring up Basketball Reference. So let me move me to the side here. So they've been in this league for about the same amount of games. 16 and 6 for Michael Porter Jr., about 13 and 4 for Cam Johnson. Efficiency, I mean, both really good 3-point efficiency. Michael Porter Jr. is the better player. But Cam Johnson's, I would say, a better defender. He's, I don't know. They're similar players, so it's hard to gauge this, but like getting cheaper is a plus. I would hope that now doing this that we see a pretty good signing from Denver. Yeah, I mean per game though. Oh, that's overall. What is this? Oh, this is versus each other. I don't want to see versus each other, but yeah, okay. Let's bring back Shams' Twitter real quick. Right there. Here we go. Let's put me back over here. Let's see if any more information is going to come out about this. Oh no. Three-year, 28 million? You're telling me Ty Jerome got less than Bobby Portis? Less than, I mean, that's like the same amount. Hold on. Oh, okay. So it's a player option in year 3, but he got less than D'Angelo Russell. He got the same amount as Trey Jones. That's insane. And to the Grizzlies. Grizzlies just okay. So what is Scottie Pippen? What is Scottie Pippen? I feel like they just re-signed Scottie Pippen. Did they not? Current contract. Yeah. Oh, but he's making $2 million for the next 3 years. Oh wow. I mean, the Memphis Grizzlies just stole him. You could not tell me that Ty Jerome wasn't making more than wasn't gonna make more than that. That's crazy. I mean, I expected, like a 3-year, 4-year, $85 million deal. That's surprising. Wow. Let me bring that back up real quick. If you guys follow my Twitter, I kind of put little posts about this stuff as it happens too. But that's so crazy. All right, let me finish this though. I want to see what some people are saying about this. Yeah, Nuggets champion. Yeah, that sucks. I don't know. I don't really think it moves. This moves the needle for Denver, but I don't think that this is the only thing they do. Then doing something like this where it's that much cheaper. Um, well, this guy's I don't know who this is, but this is definitely breaking news. MPJ clears that. Good trade for New York. Unprotected first from potentially post Jokic. Yeah, that is very concerning. I didn't even really talk about that. But getting off that MPJ contract like that Knicks account was just about to say is big, same length. But yeah, 2032 first rounder. Unprotected is kind of ooh, I might have rather just, eat that contract. It's only 2 years. It's not like it was a 4 year. It's not like you were trading from 4 years to 2 years. Wow. The Nets, they had money to use. They were going to use it. KPJ, okay, 2 year, $11 million deal. Yeah, to the Bucks. We were just talking about that. I'm not surprised that happened. But I've got to see. Grizzlies just fake active. Ja. Shams. Hey, at least this guy understands. At least this guy's enjoying this, even though you are a parody account. But hey, that's not true. We haven't seen free agents barely started. Tyrone's first weekend. That's funny. That's funny for sure. How does this affect the Trey Man market? Yeah, I can't believe it. No, yeah, that's crazy. I'm sure the Cavs would have liked to just keep the man, right? Like, wow. Porter averaged 11 and 4 while shooting. I can't believe this. I cannot believe that, man. Yeah, KPJ was good for them. He had good moments. Obviously KPJ has had a rough little stretch in his NBA career, but my keyboard is loud. Yeah, well, it sucks. I might just be an aggressive typer. Um, but I don't know, but it's fine. I don't. A lot of these, not too strong of opinions on, but going back to this, I don't know. I really hope that now we see Denver do something else. Um, Yabusele wouldn't be bad. I don't think, man. Yabusele would be a nice four, man. It's a different, like a complete switch from what Aaron Gordon is. Obviously, all the athleticism in the world to Yabusele, who's not the craziest athlete by any means, but he's a good player in general. Unless they're really just going to rely on Payne Watson, Julian Strother, it's your time, and we're not, but I don't know. I really want to see I would like to see Westbrook go back, and I want to see another wing or forward get put in over there and get that man a backup center, bro. That's the first thing you need to do. Get Nikola Jokic a backup center. Oh man, Bruce Brown 1 year deal with the Denver Nuggets. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's good for look at that. He goes back, man. For Dante. Where's the dislike button? Get this out of here. What is this? Where's the dislike button? Jonathan, this guy's tripping. No, I don't. People are the worst on Twitter, bro. Return to Denver, man. They didn't want to give him up, but he went for the bag. Hasn't worked out the best, and now he's back at home. Good Good for Bruce Brown, man. Good for Bruce Brown. Granted, don't know if he's the same player that he once was, um, but yeah. Michael, Denver's doing things. I mean, there's a forward, but man, you gotta get him a center. I don't. Let me see positions. We're going straight center. What's available? Um, so no Santi Aldama. Does DeAndre Ayton want to? No, I don't want. I want like a. I want like a center that like Clint Capella wouldn't be bad. John Collins would I think have been perfect, but John Collins opted in with Utah, and he's expensive. Um, I hate Celtics fans don't listen. I like Al Horford wouldn't be the worst in the world. Luke Cornett wouldn't be the worst. I mean, Al Horford would be better, of course, but Brooke Lopez play a little bit. Larry Nance. Larry Nance isn't technically a full time center. He's also kind of short, but Larry Nance would be good. There was a time where they were talking about trading Michael Porter Jr. to the Hawks for DeAndre Hunter and Larry Nance, I think, before DeAndre Hunter went to the Cavs. Kevon. Oh, Kevon Looney is going to the Pelic. Okay, hey. We started out a little slow, but wow, he's leaving. 3-time NBA champion departs Golden State after 10 years. Okay. What is this? Almost an hour and a half into free agency. The Nuggets land Cam Johnson via trade and bring back a fan favorite and do it all forward. We'll see how much do it all he is. Still, I assume he'll still be fine. I'm acting like he's like 38, but dude, oh man, Kevon Looney's such a weird player because like he's a good rebounder, he's a good player, but he's not as athletic. Like I would if I had to put money on it, I would bet you he had one of the top 10 lowest verticals in the league, without a doubt. Now, granted, that's not you don't need to be a jumping out of the gym player when you got high, if you're a center, but he's just such a strange player. And you draft Derek Queen, you get all that like alongside Zion. I just don't know how much I like that, bro. It feels like the Pelicans can never get the center that they want. Russell with a player option in the second year. Okay, yeah. Interesting. So just kind of a 1+1. Um Going for an hour and a half, but things are getting good. I don't want to I don't want to end it um just because we're going long here. Let's see, we'll give it a little bit more. But yeah, how do we feel about the Nuggets? So like we're looking at like Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon and Jokic, of course. Off the bench, like you got Bruce Brown, you got like Payne Watson, Julian Strother. Man, they need a back. They need a backup center, bro. They need because DeAndre Jordan's not even there as of right now. You can't just rely on 37 DeAndre Jordan to give you some minutes when you need them. So they need to. They cannot leave free agency without a center. And I'm worried if they wait too long, then they might not have any good options. What other centers? I just kind of looked over. Yeah, there's not a lot unless you're getting Mo Wagner, but he's gonna cost some money, and I don't know if they have that. Um, let's see if there's anything going on. Kevon Looney, man, that's just such a weird. Do we want to look at some comments for some of these? Let's look. Let's see. What do people think about Kevon Looney? The Warriors won't forget you. Yep, 11-21. Another leaving the shack. We're free from him missing. Ah, okay. Man's a hater. And granted, he's not the perfect player, but uh Warriors in shambles. Pelican. Hold on. No. I'm not. I don't want to respond. Are you? Oh man, I don't know how much he's gonna play. 8 million, bro. Warriors are making a big play for Aiden or Lopez. Uh Good for you. Good for them if that's what they want to do. An end of an era. All right, we gotta. I mean, I guess it's the end of his era there, but we acting like end of an era, like Draymond just got left or some, or Curry just left. Um, that is crazy though. I mean, I hope Nikhil gets signed. Who? I mean, Nikhil is really like the biggest free agent. Like, depending on where he goes, like I really want to see where he goes, but I don't know. I might just put something out about it on my Twitter if it happens, because I'm not gonna make a whole video for Nikhil Alexander Walker, but um we'll give it probably 5 more minutes. Let the last few things come in, refresh a few more times afterwards, and probably where we're gonna end it off. First live stream, so it was a little rough, I'm sure, between me switching tabs and me trying to get my thoughts out fluently enough, but it was fun to do. Probably gonna plan on doing it more. Even though again, not gonna get a big watch list or anything like that, or a big viewing it yet, but gotta start somewhere. So, um, yeah, man, end of an era for Kevon Looney. Might just be comment reading for the last little bit here. Will bolster if they let him. They always. Oh, bro, he wasn't good anyways. Get to typing the next. Now it's Kobe White to Houston, dude. We don't. Man, people are haters, bro. People are big time haters. Mm-mm. Let's see. I love how this Kevon Looney stuff is like the most earth shattering thing. I just saw that Dennis Schroeder, 16 minutes ago, Dennis Schroeder will agree to sign with Sacramento via Fred Katz. I don't know how reliable that is. I didn't see anything about Dennis Schroeder. Oh, and there goes Luke Cornett. 4-year, $41 million deal with the Spurs. Look, get your bag, Cornett. That's about 9-10 million a year. Okay. 4-year, 41 million, man. It's not a lot. I gotta stop saying that's a lot. That's not a lot of money, honestly. Like, it's a good deal. It's a long deal for sure. Spurs kind of need a backup center. They traded Zach Collins at the deadline last year, part of the De'Aaron stuff. They kind of were, Charles Bassey and Biombo. Luke Cornett. Excuse me. Luke Cornett could play some minutes with Wemby at the 4, of course. Would have been nice, maybe seeing him in Denver. Denver, I'm sure would have. But man, Denver's got to get, bro. These centers about to go, and I don't know how much they're doing, bro. 4-year, $41 million for Luke Cornett. Huh. Let's see. Are people Luke Cornett haters? 20. I had to go back and make sure I wasn't misreading. Average Clipper fan math. The Wemby and Cornett. All right. Happy for this guy. Yeah, he came a long way for sure. What is Giannis? Does this dude really think Giannis is still getting traded? Announce a Laker trade or leak Pelinka's number, please. The Celtics didn't resign him. They didn't want to get rid of Sam Hauser. I mean, and they still could potentially, but I wouldn't have wanted the Celtics to pay that. I'm not gonna lie. Go after someone else. Make some trades, man. Don't know what those trades are, but I mean, it's a good deal though. Backup center is what they need. Backup center is what they need for sure. It's so let me pull up Luke Cornett. Luke Cornett's career completely switched once he got to Boston. Because in New York, Chicago, hold on, let me see his totals. He was getting threes up, man. His first 4 years, he shot 60 or more threes. 1 year, he shot 200 threes. And then since he's been in Boston the last 4 years, he's made 4 threes. And he's attempted 57. Oh, no. He's attempted 57, and he's made 13. I don't know why it says 13. Oh, because he played for us and then went to Cleveland, then Milwaukee, and then came back. Okay, so he's attempted 57, made 13. But in New York, he was 98 for 272. In Chicago, he was 37 for 131. And now he's doing nothing. And then the last few years, he's only taken 4. So, Clint Capella. Huh. To the Rockets? So they got Steven Adams, Clint Capella, Sengun, Jabari, who's not 5, but 4 or 5, whatever, you understand. But they are really going in on this offensive rebounding thing. They are really going in, but that sucks. Lakers. Ew, what? Depressed Hurricanes fan. Should this guy be a depressed Hurricanes fan? And I don't want Ian and yeah, we just got over saying how good Capella was in Houston and good in general, but I mean, offensive rebounding, that's what they love to do, right? Man, people are haters, bro. They have infinite money. No, they just know how to use their money. Rockets about to break the league. I mean, what about Steven Adams and Sengun? People clearly don't remember how they played their lineups last year. Capella's agent is a fully guaranteed 3-year 21. So what is that? That's like 7-8 million. I truly believe the Lakers would have given him more. But hey, I mean, the Lakers might be a place that a lot of these guys don't want to just go to. But yeah, sorry. Back Dennis, I brought up Dennis Schroeder. I don't know if that how reliable that is. Um, I don't know how reliable that is. I don't know if I believe that. If it's not coming from Shams, I don't know if I believe it. Or like Windy or uh something like that. Um, but yeah, I mean that's a good addition. I'm getting the Luke Cornett stuff now. Um, like I really don't want to end it. Nikhil, can you just sign the doo doo Hurricanes? So he should be a depressed Hurricanes fan, is what you're telling me? Yeah, I mean, I guess I've seen this Dennis Schroeder thing a couple different times. People are already jersey swapping, and of course, Buzz put, huh? Schroeder's 10th NBA team. That's crazy. Just a 1 year deal, though. Um, hmm. I wonder. Let me see. Dennis Schroeder. Um, we'll agree. So Fred Katz is the guy's name. Fred, because that thing where we saw where they were intending to sign, what's it called, or talk to them over a Zoom. I mean, he's got 80,000 followers. He's for the Athletic. So yeah, I okay. Um, huh. Okay. Well, Dennis Schroeder. Again, it wasn't. I didn't see that on Shams, but maybe just Shams ain't putting anything everything. Or maybe you just don't care about Dennis Schroeder. Okay, so Dennis. We were just talking about this. Dennis Schroeder left Detroit, and wow, Karis LeVert, 2 year, about 14, 15 million. It's a good deal. I mean, brings in some more shooting. Wonder what that means about Malik Beasley, or maybe is Tim Hardaway. Yeah, is Tim Hardaway a Tim? Oh yeah, Tim Hardaway is an unrestricted free agent. That probably means no Tim Hardaway Jr. Unless they're just getting three shooting guards that do the exact same thing. Although Karis LeVert's more of an all-around scorer, I'd say, than those other guys. Hmm. What else? What else do we now look in comments of? KPJ, Ty Jerome. No, we looked at a lot of this. I mean, I'm glad we got at least one big trade in here. I mean, this and this, or these were two shocking things back to back. I mean, 2 minutes within each other. Those are so shocking to get back to back. I could have sworn Ty Jerome was getting like 80 million, bro. You couldn't tell me he wasn't getting like 20 million a year. Um, yeah, man. I wanted to see Nikhil Alexander Walker sign, because I imagine it's going to be again, Nikhil Alexander Walker ain't an all star, but I assume it'll be a one of the bigger signings once he signs. But I'm not trying to wait the longest just for Nikhil Alexander Walker. So again, follow my Twitter because then I will put my reaction about it and a lot of the stuff. I mean, granted, you got a lot of my reaction to this stuff right here, so I don't have to. But I want to grow that up more so we get a community over there. Of course, subscribe if you like this stuff. Give it a couple minutes more though. I don't know why I'm doing an outro like I'm leaving this second, but probably wait until 7:40, so 3 more minutes. Kind of give it last a little bit. Going for an hour and 45 minutes as of right now. Yeah, start of the NBA free agency was good, man. Start of the free agency was good. A lot of people don't understand that there's not a ton of star players in this. It's just a lot of valuable, bench like players. And people don't understand that. That's fine, but um, again, people acting like we're about to get, and we've seen a lot of big trades already. KD, Desmond Bain, Drew Holiday, Porzingis, Anthony Stein. Like we've seen a lot of the big deals, and I also hope those aren't the only big deals that like they all happened already. But whatever. Sleep stream when, not a chance in the world. I am wouldn't. Yeah, you're bugging. Only stream you getting is if I am talking about if I'm talking about basketball. Nikhil, where do we really think like Orlando? Orlando would be really nice for Nikhil Alexander Walker. I mean, Denver would have been too, but I doubt. I bet that's off the table. San Antonio, Houston. I can't imagine Kansas. They went after Doe now. What else? What else? What else? I just hope it's a good situation for him. I can't imagine. I don't think the Grizzlies or not the Grizzlies Timberwolves can bring him back since they re-signed Randall and what's his face Naz Reid. Yeah. We'll probably have a video tomorrow. Talking about things that didn't happen. Again, if something big happens, you'll see another video later tonight or early in the morning. But this is good, man. This is the first free agency I was able to do this. First free agency that I was on YouTube to do stuff for. Granted, again, not big whatsoever, but hopefully we'll get there. This is fun. Give it a couple more refreshes just to make sure. Yeah, I just know I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna end this, and something big's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be pissed about it. But yeah, goodbye. I don't know, bro. I'm telling you, something's gonna happen, and it's gonna be something I wish I would have stayed on to talk about. Yeah, let me also know what you guys thought about free agency so far, all the deals that have happened, and I will listen. I will respond, of course. Especially if they are your teams. Let me know how their first day of free agency went for you. But thank you for watching. Hopefully, we'll do this again. I don't know when. Maybe we'll do it on July 6th when this is all official. But I assume most things we'll know about since then. But we'll see how that goes. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Yeah. Thank you for watching.